Okay. All right, folks. Welcome, everyone. We've got top 12 action. This is in the losers bracket, but is actually our, I believe, number 3 and 4 seeds in the tournament. Jose, Shogun Jose, at the 3rd seed, is playing Bird. Keeper of Air, so that's interesting. We've moved on from Five Fires here in the current meta. So we see him on Display of Power and and then he's got a number of tricks here to cycle Dynasty cards with Iju and Bustling Academy. So those are all pretty strong here in the current meta. And let's see who else. So anything else of note? Otherwise, pretty standard Bird stuff. Into the Forbidden City, maybe not the always what we see on for these decks, but pretty good obviously with the towers. He does have City of the Rich Frog, and Weighted Duty there. Weighted Duty does great work here in this build with all the little characters, and Shrine Maidens are amazing with Weight of Duty. So we'll see a lot of work from that here on this build. On the other side, we have Pintor on the Emperor build, something he's been playing for a while with Yoritomo. So look for him to kind of just try to keep the game in front of him here for the first few turns, build up enough extra money with Broker, and then play Yoritomo, who is, I will say, somewhat vulnerable if he doesn't have Hentai protecting him. He is somewhat vulnerable to Trickle Light. Okay, anyway, we'll jump in here, and that is, let's see, here we go. Okay, here we go. Turn 1 has started. We got Quartermaster, Solemn Scholar. The Solemn Scholar's got a nice little secluded shrine to go along with him if we don't see the assassination. Let's see. That is, let's see. If that can stick, that'll do some work here, but not a very aggressive opening start here for Fleepa. You really want to, with this this build here with the Yoritomo and Brokers, you kind of want to push it here early, I think, and we just don't see anything to push here right now. We don't have any birds. It'll take quite a bit of cycling. See here, the Way of the Crab just takes care of that. So there's not really any way for Fleepa to push here at all. So not looking good. Fleepa only mulligan 3. I'm not sure what he would maybe. I don't know what he would have kept there. Anyway, there's a bird, so that's nice. It looks like he had to actually pay for the Walking the Way, which is terrible. Maybe should have done that. He had an opportunity actually there before the Way of the Crab. He absolutely should have done that if he was going to do it. So that just cost him a fate for nothing. And let's see, I'm going to maximize this. Still no one in chat. Let's see. There we go. We do have people in chat. Welcome, everyone. We've got 5 here. Hello, everyone. Say hello. Can you hear me? Yes? You're all so quiet. Okay. You're saying hello. All right. Anyway, so back to the game. All right. Glad to have you all with me. And let's see. So we're getting a void challenge here. Seems fine. Just force a block to save the void on the Shrewd Yasuki. I don't see either of them doing much here. I guess just saving the honor. See what happens just in case. Another walking the way. Oof. 2 walking the ways that he had to pay for. And very fortunately hits a bird. But if he plays the echoes, he will have to just bring a solemn scholar in. Does not play the echoes, just goes. So then we'll probably see a political attack here from Pintor, I would guess. Okay, opening the voice channel. If anyone wants to join. Let's see. Okay. Political Earth coming back at City. Display of power. Seems fine. Snags a censure. Always sweet. The bird is especially vulnerable to those cancels, so grabbing a censure is pretty nice. Another Shrine Maiden grabs Cloak of Night and Trick of the Light. Cloak of the Night, obviously always has some uses, and Trick of the Light good against Yoritomo for sure, as well as in some circumstances that could be good for Broker. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, coming back on air for fleepa. An interesting choice. There's no Iju coming down. I guess just building up some reserves of honor. I don't know. Anyone in chat want to tell me why he went air? I don't know. That seems. I guess it's bad. I guess it's better than whatever else. I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe it's not that strange. Courteous greeting vows in both, so it just did nothing. Didn't matter anyway. Okay. Finished up one turn. So fleepa gets favor, and fleepa is, let's see, on 2 censure. These bird decks almost always have 2 censure to try to minimize or maximize. Oh, we're not done yet. We have a Stoic Gunso that's going to go break something unless there's an assassination. Assassination is he's on 1, and there's 2 ceaseless duties. Strangely, so he did that to just save favor, I guess. He didn't want to break the province, so prioritized favor over breaking the province, playing it, and uses an elegant Tessin. So that was a quite an expensive, quite a lot to get the favor. So that was, obviously this guy's still around, so it's not a complete loss, but pretty expensive favor there. Tells me he probably has another censure at least in hand, at least one. He'll want to hold on to that to protect against bird plays, against echoes. So it looks like fleepa, we got another broker, and I guess we'll probably sorry, not a broker, a Shrewd Yasuki. Student of Anatomy is interesting only with 1 fate here. I mean, he sort of had to do that given how much fate he had, but that last a terribly long time. Student is terrific against bird, so he'll want to keep that on the board as long as he can. So that'll depend on him finding some ceaseless duty, I guess, to keep it on longer, if that's what he ends up using them for. Okay, so we had another secluded shrine here. I can't remember if he discarded it or not, or just kept it. I would be very surprised if he kept it around. He did keep the secluded shrine around. That is really banking a lot on getting that. 4. Banking a lot on getting another scholar there, I guess. Okay, so Pablo is coming down with the Shurudisuki, bows out with the Solemn Scholar. That's easy. Grabs a card. Oh, let's see. Kaiko got Enagon. So we'll update the bracket here. Got that over here. So, well, not much is going on here. Maybe I'll pop this open, let people see this a little bit. So we got Kaiku gets the W. I did not see the end of that, obviously, but I am guessing he managed to get Enagon to deck out, because Enagon was pretty low on decks. And when I left, I think he had 6 cards left in Conflict and only 3 in Dynasty, and he was at 9 honor. So so Kaiku on the Spaniard wins that one. So here's our bracket. In the top we have American Corey Fitzsimmons making a stamp here with some great wins against and he is playing against Nakazuma here next hour, Mosey and Usagi, and then down here these are the games we've got going on right now, these 4. So back to the action. Okay, so we had that defense on the air ring, which was won just with the favor there, and then let's see, we've got the Ethereal Dreamer came back for the Midnight Revels, and he honors him, which that Cloak of Night will then do some work there, get the break. It's a nice, easy, pretty cheap break here. So then Pintor will come back. What's he gonna do? Void. Yeah. Seems solid. A little surprised. So the Fire Ring, he got a Fate from that, so that is probably why he went for Fire. Void did not have Fate on it. Other than that, didn't do much. I mean, Void was certainly a lot stronger there, but didn't have Fate. So I am guessing there's another display of power coming right here. Otherwise, he would defend that city, because city is quite valuable here. And there it is indeed. So I don't know about that. But the censure stops it. Very good. Okay, then that was a perfectly sensible attack. And I'm not sure, as we talked about a moment ago, I think it was pretty clear that Pintor had the censure. So it might have been wiser for Jose to venture a defense there. He had a Cloak of Night in discard, so easily could have gotten that with the box if he doesn't have one in his hand already, and that would have been a fairly substantial block there. Pintor only ended up with 3, and so it would have would have been a pretty good fight there, and maybe would have been able to defend it. Obviously, the Void with Display of Power is tempting, but getting that Display of Power censured and losing City of the Rich Prog is a pretty steep cost, I would say. Now, of course, here we might get either a Strength of My Ancestors or Cloak of Night, one or the other. Yeah, there goes the Cloak of Night. So pretty effective there, both to get enough to make for the break and also to protect him from an assassination. So, which we haven't. Let's see. Pintor is on 2 assassination, and we have not seen one yet. You guys are so quiet in chat. Goodness gracious. For the hype game of the round here so far, Stoic Gunso comes down, so that'll sort of pretty easily be able to make the defense here if fleepa doesn't play anything more. I can't recall what his... He is on 2 bonsais, so it's not completely... and Supernatural Storm, so he still has a little more if he wants to. I don't know what he'll spend into this. I mean, he's already committed a Cloak of Night and a... so I think he'll spend some into this, but unfortunately that bonsai only gets the win, the win here, not the break. Let's see, and it won't get favor either, which is unfortunate. I feel like Earth would have been stronger here on this attack. You're here for Yoritomo. Yeah, it is exciting when Yoritomo gets running, but again here, I just Earth would have been substantially better. I feel in that for that attack. So someone tell me what if I'm wrong, but I that one feels pretty obvious here. I don't know why water did nothing. He had the extra ring from the secluded shrine, so he was getting favor as long as he won it. He was getting favor regardless, and Earth obviously just the cards advantage would have been more significant, I feel. Okay, so here we see that Bustling Academy, the first one. So that'll do some work here, getting rid of the Funeral Pyre, which is nice to limit the broker targets. Always very nice to, that Funeral Pyre is just so efficient with broker. 2 cards and a fate is pretty sweet. But fleepa will be able to stop that. He has 2 scholars on the board. So, well, Siri, I'm hate to break it to you, but we have already seen 2 Yoritomos in the bin here. So you may be waiting a long time here for to see your boy Yoritomo. Do you just like the sort of memeness of big Yoritomos with 11 fade in the pool, or is this a mantis love for you? Okay, so fleepa coming down at Fertile Fields military. He didn't spend much money, so we now have a window here for the Echoes. Yep, Echoes comes down. That is looking good. Oh, we've got 2 Mantis players in the house here, hyped for Yoritomo, and I have to say I do not think it is looking terrific for Yoritomo at this point. there we see the student stop the Fushicho, which is pretty unfortunate. That's I feel like probably the with that student on the board, the better play there might have been a Strength of My Ancestors. Fleepa has seen 17 cards, or 27 cards, so he definitely has the strength, and I just think that would have been better. Now, maybe he's trying to, maybe he wanted to save, maybe he wanted to force the use of the student to have something else. I don't know. I mean, obviously the scholar now can do some work here, do his bow thing if he needs it, but I don't I don't know. I don't see. I don't know. Oh, I think maybe the scholar already got used. So again, I don't see too much going on here. I don't know why we didn't see a Strength of My Ancestors instead of yeah, I got the broker. Ooh, rough stuff for Pintor. Yeah. Coming up Phoenix here. I don't know. You just think of how much worse this would be here, though, if I don't know about that Echoes. I mean, I guess he wouldn't have gotten an Echoes later. There, he could have Echoes potentially on defense actually, and so he defended with the scholar. He wouldn't have had to do that. He could have echoed on defense. Maybe no, he still couldn't have forced the student. So I guess student was going to happen on it if he echoes this turn anyway. So could have been more patient, saved it for next turn. Maybe student's gone. If he has a censure potentially for the ceaseless duty, if that's going to save the student. I don't know if it will, but certainly something potential. Let's see. We got courteous greeting, bowing the Gunso and Suki, but then against the waves to stand back up. Court games to at least save the province. Probably, I would guess here, a storm. I don't see any reason you wouldn't. Sure, but it can still save the student, right? So, yep, tried the assassination, free had the censure. Looking like a pretty good roll here for Phoenix. Now they're saying some Spanish things. Someone want to translate that for me? Any Spaniards in the chat? I know we have at least one Spaniard. Sergio Bravo also sounds Spanish, so someone tell me what Fleepa is saying. Yes. I was hoping for some more shit talking. Take that, you dirty crab. Okay, here we go. Broker's gonna go do some broker stuff. Display of powers off. Crab's in a rough spot honor-wise to some extent, so maybe he'll go air. Although fire to keep that Suki down is also useful. All right, chat. I'm new to this streaming thing, so tell me, is voice and the stream quality all right? I tried to set up the frame rate and everything well, but did it turn out okay? Are we sounding good, looking good, everything good? Terrific. Is my voice loud enough? Great. Okay, broker doing broker stuff. Oh, okay. I can. That is something I can fix. What is it? That I can certainly fix. Give me 125. Let's see how that looks. There we go. A little better. Terrific. Okay. So Scavenger's coming. I assume he's going to do something to try to break this. I can't. I mean. Oh. Free stops the Scavenger. That's useful. Scavenger turning off fleepa's dynasty discard would certainly be useful at this point, but it's not going to happen. Oh, and pintor passes. Can't even get the break. 15 cards and he can't get the break. I'm astonished by that. Which would also be good to stop the this one. So anyway, does get the keeper, gets favor. That is useful. I'm really surprised that Pintor couldn't find a way to get that break there. That would have been nice. Okay. Bustling Academy again. Those fire and oils generally useful against Phoenix, but in this case, Pintor is probably too low on. Sorry, what did Free mess up with the broker? See here again. Now there's no. I'm gonna go back to my soapbox about that Echoes play because right now Echoes would be quite superior because there's no student on the board. Why should he have played it on the broker? Because then the goblin could still go off and shuffle in his dynasty discard, which is not good for a bird deck. Like the card from, the broker interaction with goblin is great, but like in that case, the goblin actually activating was also quite bad for fleepa. Okay, coming for weight of duty. Weight of duty is probably not going to see an activation here. So here again, so fleepa, I feel, probably should have used that Bustling Academy in the draw phase before he had an opportunity there to get rid of the storehouse. That's just a free card. I mean, he doesn't need it on fire and oil, I don't think. So yes, this certainly smells like Tadaka. Okay, an assassination got off, which is Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way there's not a Tadaka coming after this conflict. That seems likely. Okay, news coming in that former shogun Eric won versus Jeremy. Before or after? Well, I think it's after. Definitely after. Echoes in this conflict. I guess we're not going to see a Tadaka. So in this case, this is quite an inefficient echoes, I would say. I mean, you do what you got to do, but I don't know. I almost feel like you could just have let weight of duty go and then just press the attack and go mill with both of them, and then you can echoes into that. I don't see. So now you get, I don't know, maybe Kaide, I guess, or maybe maybe Atsuko. Who's it gonna be? Yeah, Kaide. Okay, so then maybe she goes water and tries to get the invoker back up, I guess. Oh boy, that keeper of air is huge there. It turns back on. Oh, and there comes Tadaka. See, that's huge. That one that got him the fate to get Tadaka. Now the question is, so the thing is, so if he goes all in here, yeah, Siri, you are right. If he goes all in here, you're probably safe. He doesn't have any way to stand back up, but presumably Pintor needs to defend thoroughly. And so everyone is turned off. Well, Tadaka is turned off. So and Kaide didn't do anything anyway. So we have a pretty straightforward attack here. The thing is, though, we've seen all three common causes. Elegant Tessin still certainly in play after this, if though for a comeback, which Void doesn't do anything. Engineer is going to get something of Pyre. Pyre is going to let Broker do Broker stuff. But and there's no Scholar in play anymore, so Bustling Academy doesn't work. Right, exactly. So I think fleepa should have let Weight of Duty break and then go with the Invoker on the Wasteland to start, and then there then you can use your now I guess he doesn't get the fate then from the air defense, so then he can't bring Tadaka in after he does the echoes, but then you have Kaide or whatever or whoever to defend on because Pintor still has to full defend against Invoker coming in with two fates sitting, right? So he has to defend, and then sure, he can straighten this Vanguard warrior and come back, but Kaide can easily defend that. So it just feels like it puts you in a somewhat better position, and then I don't know, but then you can't get Tadaka, so I guess that matters too. I don't know. Someone tell me the better line, I guess, if anyone has opinions. Okay, Bonsai comes down, Hurricane Punch, a couple of Hurricane Punches here. Pintor's hand remains extremely full. Notably, however, Pintor is down to 6 cards in his conflict deck. So that could be relevant here at some point coming up, since he is at 5 honor. Let's see here. Let's see, and I'm just gonna update the bracket. Sorry. Don't want to cover that up. Action coming in here hot. Okay, so we had a bow for shame to bow Kaide. That pretty much seals that, I would say. I don't think, yeah, that's just gets the W there. Guardians of Rokugan is gonna get, yeah. See, this is not great. I mean, fortunately, it's only a Caillou envoy, but we also have we even seen a Way of the Crab? We saw one Way of the Crab right away, yes, but there's two Way of the Crab still sitting out, so that's costly. I mean, I don't know if there's any way he could have stood in the way of that, but now I guess a Way of the Crab. If there was a Way of the Crab in hand, you would think it maybe would have happened there, because he could pop the Ancient Master. No, he can't pop the Ancient Master. He could have popped this this Vanguard Warrior for the Way of the Crab at that point. Censure's not on. Yeah, man, this was close to fleepa having this, and it just seems to have not quite materialized. No. I think those two echoes. That one last turn was like so unnecessarily aggressive, when Strength of My Ancestors would have done the same thing, and then now this turn doing it on the defense. Yes, I mean, you were gonna win anyway, so you're gonna get the air. No, he wasn't gonna defend, so he would have lost that. So he would only had 2 fate, but man, oh man, I don't know. Maybe. Excuse me. Maybe the better option would have been to only one fate on the Inferno Guard Invoker. You'd still have it next turn, and we're gonna go water anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I think, see, here we go. How did that Ancient Master get bowed? I don't know how that Ancient Master got bowed. Oh, he just played an Ancient Master to get one extra. It's really unfortunate that that Pintor just got with that Guardians, he just got an envoy. Does not really. Got another keeper, so he's going to keep favor. We have got to see I think we'll see an Emperor next turn from Pintor. So if he had saved one, he would have 1 fate. He would be in the position he needs to be in here. He could have then, on the subsequent time, gotten a Tadaka in, and that would have been a whole different thing. Those single fate decisions, deciding between 2 and 1 when you're sort of near the end of the game, is really tricky. I don't claim to be any expert. Like, I would have been nervous to just one fate that Inferno Guard Invoker, but here obviously he would be in even if he hadn't gotten the break there, it would have been in a position to not lose that second ring, and he's really lucky he didn't get Way of the Crab there. I don't like, that's crazy that a Way of the Crab didn't happen right there. Okay, so Luona is good here. That is solid for fleepa. That can take care of either that Ancient Master or the Broker on the attack. And excuse me. So darn, I got that. Not too much Pintor can do. Is he going to get an Emperor here? There's the Emperor. That will certainly make a difference here. I am guessing, though, that Pintor has enough to push through that. So Emperor obviously can bow one of them, presumably Tadaka, the honored Tadaka, but the redirect on the Emperor is not going to be super great. So I would say the main advantage of the Emperor here is turning off echoes and my ancestor's strength. Either of those would not have good targets. You know, the Emperor can pick targets, and so he could pick something shit like, you know, Tsuki or Uona. Either one of those is terrific redirect. So the Emperor does turn those off. We're getting a political attack to start. Maybe clarity of purpose here in hand. Let's see. 2 clarities, and I don't think we've seen either of them. So certainly a clarity of purpose is in the card, so to speak. Full defense here from Pintor. He's on, obviously needs to do what he can. Okay, what are we gonna get? How much is fleepa gonna push here? How much? Now, the play, unfortunately, Tadaka can't be used here because of Kuni Wasteland. Otherwise, it would be sweet to get rid of the trash, the bad cards here in discard, so that the redirect has no options. But unfortunately, he can't do that. Bird is also not great on Kuni Wasteland, I guess. For shame. Okay. For shame doing good work. Excuse me, y'all. Okay. There's the clarity of purpose. Clarity of purpose. Now, let's see. But, so not going to get the win on the conflict here, but Pintor is in a rough spot anyway here, so we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5 coming back, and presumably storms to be had. Let's see, 2 storms in the bin, so 1 probably in hand, and I don't think. Let's see, Pablo has a Tessin. Well, probably another Tessin, so he can maybe venture some sort of attack. We shall see. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. That is the madness in my household. You guys got to see the Looney Tunes behind me. That is my older son. Oh, see, there, Guardians of Rokugan doing more work. Good stuff. Okay, what did that Cloak of Night do? Can someone tell me what that Cloak of Night was for? Stop for shame? Anyone? I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, 3 for shame's already gone, so it wasn't that. Anyone? Like, if there wasn't, I mean, obviously a court games would have been dope there, but I mean, that would have gotten him the win, but he didn't play court games. Let's see, he's played all 3, so there's no more court games. I don't know. That feels like maybe it was a mistake. Waste of a fate and a valuable card. I just don't know. Okay, so the question here is, does he defend with Kaide to like, if he thinks he doesn't defend, so that means he feels pretty confident he's gonna go get the W. Trying to bait Emperor. Yeah, that could be. Yeah. It could be baiting the Emperor. So that the redirect isn't there on his. Okay, so Tadaka saw Leko, and Apprentice Engineer. Easy discard on the Apprentice Engineer. And there's a display of power. And no censure to be had. At least he's not using it. Does he have any censures left? He has used all 3 censures, so no censures left. So we got... Okay, so now he's going to come back, even if he doesn't win this. Kaide will void off the Emperor, which is useful. Yeah, but didn't we just say Srapa? Didn't we just say that all 3 first names were gone? Oh, there's the Way of the Crab. That probably bumps Uona, I guess. I don't know. Now, curiously... Okay, so Broker Going tells me he's got an Elegant Tessin for... well, I don't know. I'm not really sure why the Broker went, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. All right. Lots of thinking going on here on who to pop to the Way of the Crab. Feels like the easy choice is Uona. I guess he wants to save Uona. He wants Uona there for her trigger, because either way it's going to be a non-unique character to bow to boy, quite the thinker here for fleepa. Okay, another win match report here in. Kaiko didn't waste too much time here taking the win versus Zarzucket. So another American bites the dust. Or is he Canadian? I forget. Anyway, Canadians are sort of Americans. Are nicer cousins. Let's see. Okay, so he does choose Uwona. So he's prioritizing clearing the Emperor off rather than having that extra bow in the conflict, is what I would say there. So probably that means he's not completely confident in his ability to end this right here. Even with the bow, maybe he didn't feel like he could end it. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6. He would have had 8 with Uwona. He hasn't played a single My Ancestor's Strength as far as I've seen. No, he has not played My Ancestor's Strength. So, right, but Hentai stops that anyway. There is the Tessin as we expected. So that's a 5. So he would have had 8 and maybe not a lot more. 9, 10. No, he wouldn't have had Kaede. So in this case, Kaede was herself more, one more than Uwona. But Uwona would have bowed out this 5. So here we have just enough to get over Ancient Master, which will hopefully he'll be able to void off Hentai, at least hopefully from. Okay, so he's going 3. That forces the defense, of course. Let's see. That forces the defense. Then he will storm to get on top of the Ancient Master. The unfortunate thing here will be if he can't, if Pintor can win the conflict, then all of this will have been for naught. And I think obviously Kaede would have been the choice to lose to Way of the Crab. If so, to make all that worth it, he certainly has to. Fleepa has to really do his damnedest to win this conflict. Now, if he plays, he can't play Echoes. He can't really. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Yeah. See now, Tadaka going. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't. Rough stuff for Fleepa. If instead he had gone with Tadaka, that would have forced the defense. I don't. And the Elegant Testins are all gone. The Common Causes are all gone. 3 Common Causes gone. Elegant Testins all gone. Is there a straighten I'm missing? Like, he should have just gone with Tadaka. Like, why not? I don't understand. Like, water with Tadaka forces the defense. Even if you don't win, at least you don't have to be in this situation where you're about to lose another conflict. I don't get it. Anyone want to tell me? I don't know. Okay, so conflict character still could have attacked, but I mean, Fleepa was probably threatening the break even with Tadaka there. Okay, so discarding My Ancestor's Strength to get Okay, Emperor is going to redirect. I don't know. Emperor can redirect this, I guess. Yeah. Oh, bad to worse. Bad to worse. And a keeper. What a horrific turn. Woof. For fleepa anyway. And well played for Pintor. I'm sorry, I'm complaining too much about fleepa and not giving Pintor enough credit. He's playing this just right. Wow, that nice. That is a nice ceaseless duty there. Okay, so he's gotten the 3 breaks. Box is a whole lot of nothing. It's probably into the Forbidden City. Certainly into Forbidden City. For I do not see fleepa pulling this one out. He was so close. So close. Emperor wins games for sure. Emperor wins games and creates strange, puts a lot of pressure on decision making for the other player as well. So even when you don't see the decisive action, there are sort of strange decision making patterns that you have to make with the Emperor involved that open up lots of opportunities for mistakes for sure. We think back to that one fate he spent on that Cloak of Night, which maybe that mattered, maybe it didn't, I don't know, but maybe that was the right call, maybe it wasn't, but I think certainly sounds like it was to try to bait that Emperor, because that would have been huge if he had been able to. Okay, season. So if you think back, I'll mention again the decision to dump Wona instead of Kaide to Way of the Crab. Here you'd be in a much better position if you had that Iwona. Looking back to last turn, Iwona would have been able to bow that Ancient Master, prevent the break. You're just in a whole different situation then. So I think keeping Kaide needed to be if you were pretty confident you could win that next conflict, which then says you should have gone with Tadaka. And Kaide is getting bowed on the board quite easily with the Emperor. So I don't, again, it's easy for me to be, criticize here, but Dark Black, I mean, he at the very least has one in his discard with Kyuden Isawa. I mean, he can ditch My Ancestor's Strength to get Trick of the Light. So there was no way he didn't have an air spell trigger. Even if the Emperor redirects whatever it is he gets, the air still is played, and so you still get the bow. If he didn't have any access to air, like, it would have been an easy choice, like you just dump Iwona. But I just think clearly he kept Kaide because he wanted to void off the Emperor, which I understand the desire to do that. But like, you better make damn sure you void off the Emperor if that's what you're doing, if that's the line you take. And he didn't make damn sure he was going to void off the Emperor. And I think honestly, I mean, he probably even had the potential to get the win there. I'm not sure, but if he has another storm in his hand, he would have had a storm from potentially. No, well, he didn't quite have the win, but he certainly could have won a conflict there with Iwona on the board. And I mean, there's another scenario where you just let Tadaka go, I guess. I mean, that's always harder, but potentially you could, if you really wanted that extra void trigger or whatever. But I don't know if that made any sense. But 12-1 looks pretty dire. Well, what's Tadaka getting? Court games go, which didn't matter too much. I think this is just game, set, match. I don't see any line here that gets a win for. There's just with the Emperor on the board. I don't see anything, unfortunately. So the field is down to Crane, Crab, and Scorpion. So we get a pass from Pintor. I don't see much else happening here. So our top 8 has 1, 2, 3 Crane, and 1, 2, 2 Scorpion, and 1, 2, 3 Crab. 3 Crane, 3 Crab, 2 Scorpion. Well, that stops the bow. No doubt about that. So, yeah, Emperor gets to bow. So, Cloak of Night. Oh, that's an interesting interaction. Cloak of Night just prevents their opponent's card abilities from targeting her, but not not his own card abilities. So his own Owona. So really, he really shouldn't have triggered Owona. But I guess it does force the use of the Emperor, and yeah, there we go. So at least he's saving the province now. So he's not dead. He's not dead. Let's see what else Pintor has. Okay, Way of the Crab comes, so Owona's going to go to that one. That's easy. Okay. It's 10-6. Alright, so now the problem here is that this is a water conflict, and so Mr. Tadaka is going to bow. Is there another? Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3 against the waves in the bin, so Tadaka can't stand. He's going to lose both of these at the end of the turn. I think all 3 Shrine Maidens have been used. Ooh, only 2 Shrine Maidens have been used. So, Pintor, fleepa can, if he has it, play a Shrine Maiden to go, I don't know, air, I guess. And oh man, so air. I mean, he doesn't necessarily even need air, but you'll see. Note that Pintor is going to lose at the end of this turn due to his conflict cycling. Well, not the end of this turn, but at the beginning of the next turn. He does get no. He doesn't get one from the Pious Guardian. That does nothing. So, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, can fleepa survive the turn? Pintor has no more straightens. Pintor, oh, there we go. Clarity of purpose. So maybe Pintor should have saved that redirect from the Emperor. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Did I presume Hentai already used his bow? No? Hentai has not used his bow. I don't know why he didn't do that. Right? Why didn't he use the hentai to bow that ethereal dreamer sometime before he played the clarity? Let's see. There was a Way of the Crab, and then after that, oh, I see. He didn't have a window after that, because then after that was the clarity of purpose. So then hentai couldn't bow him, but hentai can bow him now. Okay, so that is not going to do anything. All right, so does Pintor have any other conflict characters? What's the conflict character situation? Let's see here. He has in discard, he has 1, 2, so all the ancient masters are used. 2 apprentice engineers have been used. I think there might be a stoic gunso. Pinder goes down to 1. Both stoic gunsos are used, and I don't know about the Slovenly Scavenger. Can't recall. Slovenly Scavenger is not. So, but I think this is pretty dire here. I mean, a Slovenly Scavenger plus a All right, so I believe Mr. Pintor is toast here. He will draw 1 in the draw phase, and it was cloaked, yes. Well, in any case, I mean, he could have done it there, couldn't he have? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Didn't affect it, so whatever. He could have been at 3, but he is still going to lose as soon as he draws this one last card. I don't see any way around that. Wait. What? Free just had to pass. He just passes and he wins. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh no. fleepa. You just buy nothing and you win. Oh. Oh no. Oh, that's so tragic. Okay, what am I missing? Oh, right. He has to draw 2. Right. Yeah, you're right. It's the next card. Okay, sure. Yeah. You're right. You're both right. But still, certainly that lost him the game, playing that card. So, I don't know. Maybe there was no way he could have. Maybe there was no way fleepa could have gotten that through. But certainly that was. I guess that was just falling on his sword. feeling that he was toast there with what he flipped. Yeah, I can't tell from the Spanish they're saying if is free is fleepa saying that that was indeed suicide, or did he not note the state of his dynasty deck? Anyone want to translate that for me? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. With Yoritomo at 8-8, I'm not sure how much Felipe could do in any case, even if he hadn't done that, but who the heck knows? Okay, so while they are doing this, let's get our bracket here updated. So, Pablo gets the W. Okay, come on now. Challenge has become a bit finicky lately. I think they have problems with denial of service attacks that have led them to put some things in place that make the thing not work as well. Okay, so Pablo Pintor wins that. So in the winners bracket, we have Corey Fitzsimmons on. I would say he is our Cinderella. I don't know if this is just an American term, but we call an underdog making a run deep into a tournament a Cinderella, and he is going deep into this thing with his very interesting, pretty unusual deck, going against Nakazuma. Corey has already beat 2 Scorpions on his way here, and so we'll see if he can make it a third. And then we have Jared with his very interesting crab lion splash. I really like this. Is perhaps my favorite deck that I've seen so far here in the event, with a honorable mention to Dario for his Sevenfold Palace. So that's the winners bracket. Then down here in the losers bracket, we have the Spanish crabs, Kaiku and Pintor, and then 2 cranes, although quite different builds here with Eric and Dario. So we will see those all here shortly. Let's see what's going on back in this. Oh, they just stopped. So they don't appear to be doing anything. Pintor's clock ran out, so we have all sorts of ways to lose here. I can't tell if they're actually playing here or not. I don't know. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the stream for now, and we will pick back up here with the next round. Thank you, everyone, for joining.